RITC Cybersecurity, empowering businesses with robust cybersecurity protection.
Welcome to the Ciphered Reality Podcast from RITC Cybersecurity, small businesses partner in proactive cybersecurity. I am Mike Rotondo here with my co-host, Mari Cherry, where we unravel the mysteries of cybersecurity one bite at a time, from digital heists to hacker exploits. We uncover online threats and the strategies to stay ahead, whether you're an IT pro, business owner, or just safeguarding your personal stuff. This is your guide to the cyber world. Today, we are going to go through some cybersecurity news and discuss supply chains, right, Mari?
Yeah, we're going to talk about supply chain security, but before we get into that, we're going to talk about some news stories.
Cool.
So, first news story, AI is reshaping cyber defense. Investors should watch these trends, says Palo Alto executive. All right, so the battle for supremacy in cybersecurity isn't just about market growth, according to this article.
Right.
It's also a high-stakes arms race. Companies like Palo Alto Networks are embracing AI to make networks more secure. Criminals are using the technology to launch more sophisticated cyber attacks. It's a very dynamic environment right now, says Wendy Whitmore, Chief Security Intelligence Officer at Palo Alto Networks.
Yeah.
So she said, we're not just talking because of technology tools that attackers are using, but now we have the geopolitical landscape shifting. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts is twofold. Yes, it's a great idea to use AI for cybersecurity if it gets perfected. The problem is you're going to be attacked by AI. So it's almost a level playing field. And I think the other issue is that while you're going to have your standard state sponsors of AI out there, you got how many jailbroken AIs have we talked about? 5, 6, whatever it is.
A few.
Yeah. And then like Fraud GPT and the other ones that are out there, Fart GPT or something like that, I don't remember. But what's going to happen is instead of just your big nation states like the Irans, the Russias and the Chinas being involved, now North Korea is going to get into it. They're not going to just do ransomware anymore for funding. They're going to be able to, but it's also going to, the next thing you're going to know is there's going to be some hackers in Sierra Leone that are going to decide that, they've got AI and they're going to jump into this whole thing as well. So, with the ability to create malware and, things like the time-bandit hacks and those sort of things, it's going to get nasty. So you're going to need AI to protect. The problem is, and I think we talked about this in another story a while ago, is that, or maybe it was a webinar we went to, but it was the last thing you really want to do is ask AI to protect itself from AI, because then Skynet happens and, Terminators are running the earth and we're in a lot of trouble.
Kill switch, where's that?
Yeah, exactly.
Make sure we keep that handy.
Yes.
I think AI can be so cool.
Yes.
Really great.
Yeah.
And really scary at the same time. Which we've got another news story that we're going to talk about another time.
Yes. A really scary one.
Really exciting.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on. 3 a.m. ransomware adopts email bombing, vishing combo attack. Okay, so on day one of the attack, the primary targeted employee received 24 unsolicited emails within a 3-minute period.
That's a lot of email.
What? Oh my gosh, that's too many. Anyway, then the attacker made use of the IT department's phone number by spoofing it to appear more convincing during the vishing attack, and was able to convince the employee to remotely connect to their computer via Quick Assist. Dang it.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Attackers were able to load a QDOR Trojan via a virtual machine that they deployed to the target system, which is how they gained access to the network and the data that they ultimately stole.
Yep.
Too bad.
So this is a variation on an old theme. And what I find interesting is that a lot of people consider, this is so new. Well, it's new in this iteration, but for a long time, and those of you with older parents will understand this, but, they would get a pop-up on their screen that says, this is Microsoft calling. Would you like to, we need to help you clean this virus.
Oh, no.
Or they would call you on the phone and they would at the same time have triggered a pop-up on your screen and they would be, we're here to help you, or this is Dell, or this is, whatever. targeting yellow. What they've migrated this to is targeting businesses,
Hmm.
which makes sense. I mean, it's the next
Yeah.
iteration. It's a way to go with this, and because you've had attacks like this before, like the Okta attacks, which kept sending the phones request to authenticate, request to authenticate, request to authenticate, and people just do it out of frustration. And I don't remember the
Yeah.
exact attack what that was, but yeah, there's a lot of that out there, and it's pretty dangerous. I mean, you can't even trust your IT people's phone numbers anymore.
Yeah. That's scary.
Yeah,
What do you what do you do in that situation?
you call your IT department back.
Oh, okay. Just be like,
Yeah,
hang on. I got to
yeah,
take
I'll
care of
call you
something
back
real
because
quick. I'll
they're
call
just
you right
spoofing the number
back.
off a VoIP call, and if you call the actual IT department,
Okay. Yeah, that
if
makes sense.
you can actually get a human being at your IT, I mean, some IT departments
Yeah.
are going to put you on hold, but yeah, you call them back. But if you're a small business,
Hmm.
you don't know, which is why training is so critical,
Training
right?
is critical and having a point of contact. Then
Yes.
you know then you know who you're supposed to be talking to.
Yep.
Well, let's move on.
Yeah.
All right, companies look to AI to tame the chaos of event security. Ooh,
Yes.
this I thought was interesting.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so apparently, the incident underscored that gaps in intelligence and real-time surveillance can lead to significant problems the day of an event. Gaps that can be closed by artificial intelligence, AI-powered threat intelligence systems, and venue operation systems, according to security firms and venue managers. So apparently, this group of people like rushed security with these like fake um, event tickets.
Hmm.
Do I have that right?
Yeah. It's like 30,000 of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so they use AI I mean, that's what they're talking about. And that's what they did for the Super Bowl was that they were going to
Mm.
use to scan public sites to find out where there's chatter about this.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So
okay.
that
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 makes
was the whole
sense.
idea about that. And then it's just, it's the same thing behind some of the tools out there that the federal government uses to track, terrorist traffic and all that kind of stuff as they just go scanning sites on the dark web or whatever. And they're using AI to pull all that stuff together. And it's just it's similar data. And it's all public data. My concern is always, Big Brother spying. What happens when Facebook says, "Yeah, go ahead, you can just log into Facebook and do it." And they're logged into something that, then that's surveillance, right? At a certain point, it's a Fourth Amendment violation or one of those,
Hmm.
fourth or tenth, I don't remember which, but um, it's one of the 10 amendments. So, but yeah, at what point is it actually spying,
Yeah,
and has this done before? Because I mean, public data, fine, it's public data, but
sure.
find it on Twitter, find it on Twitter. But it's my
Yeah.
concern. But I mean, it is a valuable tool, and I think what the article went on to say is, you got the Olympics in Italy
Hmm.
this year. You've got the U.S. is holding, I think, the World Cup, and then we have the Olympics in Los Angeles in 26 or something like that. Yeah.
Sure. Okay, moving on.
Yes.
Podcast topic for
Yes, ma'am.
today. Supply chain security.
Yes.
What is a supply chain? A network of people, companies, and processes involved in making and delivering a product.
That is correct.
What would your answer be? What is a supply chain?
I think you pretty much said it pretty succinctly, but yeah, I mean, supply chain is the way that goods and services get from one point to another to get to an ultimate consumer.
So I have an example of miners who extract raw materials, component manufacturers make chips, screens, etc., assembly factories where all the parts are put together, uh, shipping companies who then transport all of these lovely devices to your doorstep, usually. Okay, so each of these examples of third parties pose their own risks. So, yeah, think about each one of these entities that we talked about, the miners, the component manufacturers, they all have to have their own security.
Right?
They probably have their own supply chain. Hmm. All right, so looking at it from this perspective, It's kind of shocking there aren't more breaches. Or do we just not hear about them?
I don't think we hear about them.
You think so? You think
Yeah.
there's a lot